Hello, my name is Gregory with Broward County Libraries, and I'm here to tell you all about using the free service Newsbank to read newspapers online. Newsbank is an online service that lets you read news articles from a variety of newspapers online, free with your library membership. You can access Newsbank from the library's website, broward.org/library. From any main page, start by clicking on Research on the top bar. Next, click on the link for magazines, news, and journals. Now, as of the current version of this site, none of the links actually say the name of the service, Newsbank. But the links for Sun Sentinel, Miami Herald are quick links that take you directly to the appropriate pages on the Newsbank service. The World Newspapers link, under Magazines, News, and Journals, will take you directly to the main page of Newsbank. From the splash page, you have the option of either searching for articles by topic or searching for a publication. Since the site shows you topics by default, let's start with that. On Newsbank's homepage, we have a variety of major topics with accompanying graphics. In addition to that, there are search bars at the top of the page where the user can type in their own topics. You can see here that clicking on one of the big headings for topics on the main page brings up a list of subheadings underneath that topic. And clicking on one of those brings up a list of articles from newspapers from around the world that coincide with that topic. We can use the options at the top of the screen to narrow down what we get, or just start scrolling through them until we can get the ones we want. Similarly, we can type our own topics into the search bar. At that point, we can simply browse through what automatically appears, or use the advanced search options to narrow down the results. Now let's try searching for publication titles. This service collects articles from newspapers and magazines from around the world. Start by clicking on one of the buttons on the right to narrow down what you want to pull your options from. You can start with U.S. papers, Florida papers, or a collection of publications from all over the world. After you've gone to the appropriate page, you'll see a search bar for publication titles. Now here we can see some titles. You can see that next to the links, there are date ranges that show what's available. If the service keeps current, then you'll see current in the second slot. If not, the date of the last available issue will be in the second slot. We can also see information about where the publication is from and what kind of publication it is. After clicking on the title, a calendar like this should appear. Every calendar date with a link is a date that has corresponding articles available. Now the service isn't perfect. It might not get every issue of a publication, or it might not have today's version until later, so we can click on any one of these to see what the service took from the issue for that day. Now, Newsbank is not a perfect recreation, and we should stress that. The program doesn't actually copy news articles one-to-one. It's a program that takes information and pastes it into a text-based format. Not every single article from the day is going to be reproduced on it. Also, there might be errors where the same article could be transcribed multiple times, like you can see on the bottom right here. In addition to that, with one exception that we're going to talk about later, all of the articles on Newsbank are text only. You should be able to see everything that is written, but any pictures or its placement on a page is something that most versions of this service can't give you. So you don't get the full experience of the newspaper, but you'll get all the basic information. Now at the top of every Newsbank text article, you'll see a series of buttons that give you options in addition to just reading it as is. The interface gives you options to switch between two text sizes, to create an academic citation in case you need the article for research, to email, print, or download the text, or to export a direct link to the article. Now, one strange side effect of the text-only issue is that sometimes bits of code or errors will appear in the text where the newspaper is meant to have a section break or a picture. Note here, there was meant to be a section with the subtitle, "Wouldn't Hurt to Flee," but this spacing is how it came out in the text-only version. As another example, here's an article about a food charity from the Miami Herald. Here we can see what comes out in the text version, versus a clipping of the picture and caption from the original version of the article. Now, I mentioned before that there was one exception with the text-only articles. As you can see here, Newsbank actually has two different forms, text and image. As of right now, Broward Libraries only has access to one publication that works with images, and that is the Miami Herald. It should also be noted that it is not the Miami Herald link available from the prior research page you were looking at before. You need to go into Newsbank and then search for the Miami Herald in the publication search bar. Notice that in the results here, instead of text, we see image. To navigate the image interface, you can just scroll up and down on the image itself. You can also use the arrow keys on the right side of the top bar to jump from page to page. Also, the sidebar on the right-hand side of the page contains page thumbnails that you can scroll up and down through and click on any one to instantly jump to that page. In addition to the arrow keys, the top bar also has a drop-down menu that you can use to jump to any page. Now, the other buttons on the top bar are similar to the ones in the text version, Cite, Download, etc. The only difference is here, instead of text size, you have an option to zoom in and out. Finally, let's go into a bit of detail on the clipping service. The scissors icon at the top bar gives you the options to clip portions of a page. You start by clicking on the scissors button on the top bar. That will bring up a rectangular shape. Everything inside that rectangle is what you are clipping. You can expand, shrink, or otherwise reshape it by clicking and dragging any one of the corners. When you have what you want, click on one of the options to either download, print, or send to a Google Drive. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy yourselves.